Hello everybody, JayReims with the Periodic Review, and welcome to another entertainment news video. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Let's talk a little bit about Outlander Season 6. So my wife and I, we just barely started this season, and we're already really excited about everything that's going on. It's still very, very interesting. The love between Jamie and Claire is still beautiful, and it's really interesting because my wife just told me that they should be in their like 50s or 60s right now, and I'm like, they don't look 50 or 60, but it's a book adaptation to individuals who aren't the correct age at this point in their series, so we have what we have, and that's okay. Based on Diana Gabaldon's novels, Outlander places Scottish Highlander Jamie Fraser and his time-traveling wife, Claire, in the center of a story that combines magic, science, mysticism, and history to fuel its drama. With a large cast of recurring characters, Outlander Season 6 has the potential for a wide range of stories to be told. Despite the fact that this just moved again, what the heck is going on? Outlander Season 6 has the potential for a wide range of stories to be told, despite the fact that the series has spent most of the last 5 seasons focused almost solely on its main characters' relationships and lives. But as the season added up, many of the younger characters are being fleshed out and developing story arcs of their own, and Jamie and Claire have started to take a backseat. And I guess that's fair. I feel like they're still there, Claire and Jamie, but we are focusing a little bit more, especially their children, as well as their children's children, which is happening now with Masali. So it's a really interesting drama romance novel come to life to screen, which has actually been really interesting. And it has taken me a little bit to get into it, and that's just because like love romance novels aren't that interesting for me. However, watching through the different seasons and watching the progression of Claire and Jamie's relationship, even though it does get pretty spicy on screen, everything that's going on, I feel like there's definitely something for both parties, both the wife and the husband. Like, I feel like there's enough there to keep both wanting more. And I feel like each season definitely has its peaks and valleys. It has its interest and disinterest, and it has its lulls at times, but I feel like it's been very consistent in its storytelling, as well as bringing to life a lot of these secondary and third tier characters. And that's what I really like about, especially with this season right now. Well, the first 5 seasons slowly introduce characters that include the Fraser's children, Brianna and her husband Roger, Fergus and his wife Marsali, and their nephew Ian. Outlander Season 6 seems devoted to bringing the younger generation into focus. On the eve of the Revolutionary War, Jamie and Claire continue to make large-scale decisions that affect both their family and history. Yet Outlander Season 6 is proving to the show has grown bigger than just the two of them. Many of the most interesting and poignant moments of the current season have focused on characters other than Jamie and Claire. Fergus' growing dependence on alcohol and his fears of his newborn son, Henry Christian, have been treated with the gentle subtleness awarded main characters in prior seasons. The development of Roger's affinity for teaching and ministering to the Protestant residents of the Fraser's Ridge is endearing, as is his pride in Brianna as she reconnects with the things she loves to do. Marsali has become a fierce and formidable woman who rivals Claire herself in her stubborn resolve. In the bottle episode, Hour of the Wolf, the young man Ian Murray's life with the Mohawk and the grief he has suffered brought into light, allowing viewers to fully understand him and how history weighs on him. And that's something that's really interesting, and also kind of a disregard for time travel and the change of history, because just the fact of her going back and forth many different times, we haven't really seen much of history change a whole lot, which has actually kind of been really interesting. As well as Claire's advancing a lot of the technology, but back in that day, especially when it comes to like different chemicals and like medicines and like natural healing and stuff like that. It's actually been really interesting to see. But this season, it's definitely a bit darker as everybody is struggling with their past. Everybody is struggling with something, whether it's Ian's with his alcoholism or Claire with her addiction to, I believe, ether is the thing that she created and that she's using as a way to get through her anxieties that occurred during the previous season when her and Masali and they were attacked. But it's really interesting. And I love the characters, and I love being in a period piece because most period pieces I haven't really loved and enjoyed. I think my wife tried to get me into Bridgerton, and I couldn't get into the period, teen drama. It just didn't work for me. But in this piece itself, I feel like it was really interesting, and I think it's interesting enough to continue to watch it season over season, because each season, like I said, it has its peaks and valleys, but there's not like one season I'm just like, ooh, that was a bad season. Like I know season 2 and season 3 were really rough for me to get through, and that's because of a lot of the very graphic sexual assaults, both on males and females by males. But I feel like overall it's been a very interesting ride. And I definitely would recommend it for couples who don't mind seeing some spicy scenes. Being in a romance, basically a romance novel on screen out in Scotland. And so I think it's interesting. I definitely would recommend it. Give it a chance. Even you young men and your young wives, I definitely would say give it a chance. Claire and Jamie Fraser may be iconic in the realm of romance, but even the greatest love stories settle into comfortable happiness. By shifting the focus and widening the lens through which Outlander tells the story of their love and the legacy of that relationship, the series is allowing the real magic of the romance to show. By decentering the elder Frasers and allowing the show also explore the ups and downs of their children's lives, Outlander's moments of Claire and Jamie's passion, while fewer, will be all the sweeter and more rewarding. And I actually do agree with that. I think something I also need to add is that they're doing really, really well with the season. However, I'm kind of nervous because we're kind of at the point now where this is where they start kind of deciding on doing spin-offs, or they start deciding, to kind of retire the older characters and bring in the newer characters and seeing if they can carry the show. And so I'm just really nervous. They can't get rid of Claire and Jamie because they are literally carrying the show on their backs, even though we're seeing less and less of them over as the seasons progress. So if they do get to the point where the actors decide that they want to retire, obviously that needs to be the last season. They can't try to have it carry, or we'll have this issue like we had with Scrubs. When JD was finally done with the show, they wrote him off and they tried to carry it for another season or two, and it completely tanked. They tried to do a spinoff, it completely tanked. And we're not having that same issue with other shows, and they're trying to do spinoffs and, trying to retire the older cast who have carried the show this whole time. A great example would probably be The Walking Dead. Now that Rick was written off and many of the other characters have moved on, both in real life and in the series, it just isn't the same. And so if they run into that issue where these characters or these individuals who are the actors playing these characters have decided, okay, this is kind of getting old, I want to move on and do other things and kind of expand my horizons or whatever, that's when they need to say, okay, let's finish this out like the last season, and let's just close the books on it and just call it good. And I think if they do that, they will close it on a high note. Thank you so much for watching another video. I hope that these extended, no-cut entertainment news videos are to your guys' liking, and obviously you're going to let me know in the comment section, and also let me know what you think about Outlander. I think it's a great series, and I think overall it's really good. It has something fun for both parties of the couple, and I definitely recommend it. So thank you so much for watching another video, and from my family to yours, good night. Hello everyone, JayReims with the Periodic Review. Today's video is sponsored by viewers like you, so thank you. Hopefully we've earned your subscription today, so don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit that damn bell to turn on your notifications so you don't miss a content release. Check out the video links at the end of every video to view our previous content, as well as visit the description section for more links to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and from my family to yours, good night.